4-3 loss here to Western Michigan. Your just initial thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it's hard to wrap your arms around it. I mean, it's obvious. We fell behind 4-0 in the first, and we got ourselves chasing the game there. I was, how do you fall behind 4-0 early? Well, it was a combination where we didn't play great. I think Western Michigan playing Bowling Green Tuesday last week, it was probably really good preparation. And while we had good prep playing the development team, it was still different. Strength around the front of the net. And so I don't think we did a good job net front early. We didn't handle passes well. We were bobbling passes and making poor passes. And then you combine that with, I thought Cappy struggled early. So now you got a goalie that wasn't on his game early to start. You got a team that obviously we didn't play our best in the first period, and that's a lethal combination against 4-0. The good news is from the opposite side. You take Justin Campamaster. Boy, he battled himself back. Never gave up a goal after the first period. I really give our team high marks. I think this is a sign of good things down the road to come. You're down 4-0. Quite often you're out of the game. 4 goals is a lot. They never gave up. We've got enough offense now where we feel as though we can come back. Shots on net really one-sided, down to 119.5 after that, pretty even. Scoring chances after the first, much more even. So all in all, there's a lot of good to take away, and then there's a lot of good lessons to take away. Another lesson that we need to take away, we had a couple penalties there that, like Lucas Finner's tripping penalty midway through the third was a very poor penalty for him to take. It was a frustration penalty, 200 feet from our net. He wasn't making a play on the puck. Very poor penalty, and you can say, okay, well, it won like that, but when you're down at that time, was it 4-2, 4-3 maybe? You say to yourself, well, there's 2 minutes off the clock where maybe we could generate offense. You need every minute on a comeback like that. And so there's a lesson to be learned. Face-offs, we didn't win our share of face-offs. Consequently, we ended up chasing the puck a lot. We lose the draw, and then it's a matter of us having to find a way to get the puck back. And so you got to make the corrections. It's good that we spotted some of the things that we could have been better on. But the positives, too, you can take away. We got a lot of firepower, and I don't think when we find ourselves, and sometime during the season we will, maybe tomorrow night, a few goals down, we'll always feel like we got a chance to come back into it.
And then Coach Frankie Melton scored a goal here. He scored 1 in each of your 3 games so far. Can you just kind of talk about his coming along in the beginning of the season, how he's kind of panned out as a player so far?
Frankie is a very good goal scorer. He's very creative. He's got a gift. He does. He's going to score a lot of goals. Conversely, though, he's got to be better in the defensive zone. He doesn't have his conscience isn't where it needs to be defensively right now. And as I had mentioned to him during the game, he needs to do more when we don't have the puck to help his line mates and his team come up with the puck. If he can learn those things where when the other team possesses it, he's more tenacious about helping us get it back. And then also a little more responsibility, a little bit more of a conscience in the defensive zone, his offense is certainly welcome.
Coach, you guys did a lot of good things there in the third period. How do you carry that over into tomorrow night's game?
Well, I think we don't want to pick up where we left off. We got to pick up at the start. And I think my concern more is we have got to make sure we're ready. We show up at 7 o'clock for a 7 o'clock game. Again, it's not a case, there's no way in earth you're going to, for your first game that's not an exhibition, there's no way you're not going to be ready to fired up to play. But we've got to make sure we start better. Whether it was jitters or whatnot, we've got to have a better start to the game. I know once we get comfortable and get into the flow of things. Now this will be our first road test of the year too. So we've got to make sure, I'm sure Western's going to come out fired up and ready to roll. It's always difficult on the road the first 10 minutes, and we've got to make sure we're able to match their intensity.
All right, Joe, tough 4-3 loss here to Western Michigan. You kind of talk about what you were seeing from their offense here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, like Coach said, they came off to a pretty good start. We weren't exactly out there ready to go right away, and they got off to a jump and scored 4 quick ones on us. And but as the game went on, we kind of saw that we could play with them. And as the second and third period rolled around, we started to generate offense and put a couple pucks in the back of the net. But when it comes down to it, we got to get off to a better start than we did.
Yeah, so what was Coach's message to you between the first and second period that kind of seemed like it jump-started the team a little bit?
Yeah, kind of like I said, get off to a better start. But another message was, to make better passes and breakout passes out of the zone to try and generate offense that way, because we were turning a lot of pucks over in the neutral zone and whatnot. So, to be able to make crisp passes and get into their zone and have some offense really would help.
Joe, you guys fell behind quick in the first. Can you just talk about the resiliency of you guys to come back there in the third and just put some goals together?
Yeah, I mean, like we saw in the 2 previous exhibition games, those are both comebacks that we had, and Kapellmaster stood on his head for the second and third period, and we started to play better too as well. So I think this team's really capable of scoring goals and coming back when we are put in that situation.
All right, Cole, 2 goals for you here tonight. Can you kind of walk us through your 2 scoring plays?
I think both goals were just going in the net hard. The first one was obviously on the power play. Just kind of got a good pass in the slot, and the second one was kind of just broken plays, crashing net, and got a bounce there.
And then what was your mindset kind of as one of the prominent figures on this team to your teammates, and what messages did you have for them when you were down by a couple goals?
I think it's just staying at it. I mean, at the first period we came out soft. We didn't win any puck battles. Bad defensively, bad through the neutral zone. So I think the message for us was during the first period, you got to win puck battles. It starts with that, and everything's going to come after that.
That first period made a pretty big difference in shots on goal. Is there something that you should have done to open up the offense tonight?
I think that starts defensively. They absolutely killed us to the middle of the ice. The first period, it felt like everything they were doing just came straight at us through the middle, whether it be in front of the net or through the neutral zone. You can't generate any offense if you can't play defense, so that's kind of where it starts for us.
After those 4 goals were allowed, you got that one to end the first period and the other one in the third. Can you just talk about the momentum that gave you guys to just keep pushing forward?
Obviously, the one at the end of the first is big. I mean, to go down 4 at the end of the first, it's a pretty big blow, but to get 1 at the end of the first there is pretty good. And then in the third, just once again, we're just trying to pick away shift by shift, and we got closer, but it starts with the start of the game, us coming out flat in front of 600 students. So.
Then anything you would like to change personally about your game moving into tomorrow?
I think just stopping on pucks a little bit more. I found myself circling a little bit in the defensive zone, but maybe just bearing down a little bit too. A couple times got pushed around in front of the net, so just being stronger on pucks and heavy on sticks.